This is Kelly of Kelly Six Stories, and in this video I'm going to talk about R.Kelly and how he had an alleged boyfriend named Ray, and also we're going to touch on also the underage guy that R.Kelly had messed around with. That this young man, he testified on the stand in court, and his name that he's using or he's going by is Luis. Okay, so right now though, we're going to talk about his alleged boyfriend, Ray.
Really, Chris is the name. I call him King Dingley.
King Dingley. No homo. Alright. No homo. Alright, that's
no homo.
This is the man that was in the book, right? That was sleeping with which girl? Do you remember what girl it was?
Yes, I do. This one here is going to be in the book has the name of Ray. The young lady we are assuming is Geronda.
Okay.
Allegedly Geronda.
Alright, so this is Ray, right? And Ray had a response to the documentary of survival, right?
That's correct.
He called it "Surviving the Lies."
Correct.
Your opinion is not my reality. Alright, you can read it for me, Ms. Hanley?
Sure. I'm never condoning or defending what they said R.Kelly did in that case. All I can speak on is what I know and see with my own eyes, which was never no crime. I don't care what's behind closed doors. I never witnessed any of these acts that they're claiming in that documentary, but I do know that these women is addicted to the good life. Those girls was in a hotel in Beverly Hills, by the way. My team only did music and the biggest parties with him, packed with all types of legal fans. Who the F cares what the next man likes? Who the F cares how a man runs his household? I only spoke in this bull with nothing but lies attached to it. So after you deliberately lie on me, how can I listen to anything else that comes out of your mouth? I know what these networks are willing to pay to make a juicy story. Everything today is reality TV. So again, F the money hungry hoes and parents who call up foul when things don't go their way. I pray for all the real victims in the world affected, including R.Kelly.
He put all those in big words when he said, "I pray for all the real victims in the world."
Everything was in big cap. Once he said, "I pray for all the real victims in the world affected, including R.Kelly." Correct.
Then he says, "Tell a lie once and all your truths become questionable."
That part.
Alright, and at this part, me and Ms. Hanley, we're going to go through the Instagram. Alright, he has it open for a reason. And we're going to show you their past. Alright, their past. Some of their past. Things that matter. The next video I'm about to show Ms. Hanley is when he's with R.Kelly. And the next one beside it.
Okay.
Alright, and it titled, "Some people are willing to betray years of friendship just to get a little bit of the spotlight. Even the people who betray you are a part of the plan. Judge one,
Correct.
judge all. Happy birthday, Kels. By me." Alright?
That part.
Send me that global.
We are family now, the male witness describes R.Kelly sexually abusing him as a teen. After meeting R.Kelly at a McDonald's drive-thru in 2006, when he was 17 years old, a man testified on Monday that the disgraced singer sexually assaulted him after promising to help him with his music career. He asked what I was willing to do for the music. The now 32-year-old, identified in court as Lewis, told jurors at Kelly's sex crimes trial in Brooklyn federal court he crawled down on his knees to me and proceeded to give me oral sex. The testimony remarks the first time a male has publicly accused Kelly of sexual misconduct, and the fifth accuser to testify against the singer at his trial. Lewis told jurors that after meeting Kelly in December 2006 at his job, the singer slipped him a piece of paper with his phone number on it, which he gave his mom. Throughout their relationship, Lewis said he had sexual contact with Kelly several times, and it was usually recorded. As our relationship got stronger, he said I was like a brother. I was like his little brother. Lewis said jurors, adding that Kelly asking him to call him daddy, echoing testimony from multiple female accusers. At least one woman, who identified herself as Jane, told jurors she too was lured by Kelly under the false promise of career mentorship. Other women have testified that they were emotionally and sometimes physically abused during their relationship with Kelly. While Lewis' allegations are not a part of the 9-count indictment against Kelly, Brooklyn prosecutors have argued the 54-year-old abused at least 6 women and girls, 4 of whom were minors, when he first had sexual contact with them. Kelly has pleaded not guilty to the charges, which include racketeering based on kidnapping and sexual exploitation of children, and violations of the Mann Act, which prohibits the transport of people across state lines for sex. To prove Kelly's patterns of abuse, prosecutors also revealed that Kelly had sexual contact with at least 2 John Does when they were minors. The indictment states that Kelly allegedly met one John Doe in December 2006 at a Chicago McDonald's. The other John Doe, who Kelly met while the individual was 16 or 17, was also allegedly forced to have filmed sex with the singer and several of his girlfriends. Jane testified last week that Kelly also had groomed at least one male, whom she only knew by the name Nephew. R.Kelly said that he had been grooming Nephew since he was young like me. Jane said about Nephew, adding that she was forced to have sex with him on several occasions in punishment. It is not immediately clear if Lewis and Nephew knew one another, though Lewis did say on the stand that he often brought his friends to Kelly's parties, including one 16-year-old who the singer told him to bring around because he was pretty funny. Soft-spoken on the stand, Lewis told jurors on Monday that after meeting Kelly at McDonald's when he was a senior in high school, his mother contacted the singer to try to get Lewis an audition. The conversation led to Lewis and his parents going to one of R.Kelly's parties at his Olympia Fields mansion, where he said he met the singer and took a picture with him. After the photo, Lewis said Kelly whispered in his ear, "Maybe it would be best if I come to the next party by myself." Soon after, he said his mother contacted Kelly and he was invited to come to the studio to audition. There he said Kelly initially told him he had some potential, before later saying he did not like the song that Lewis worked on with one of the singer's sound engineers in the studio. Lewis said that he continued to see Kelly after that initial session, oftentimes meeting up with Kelly and his crew while they were playing basketball at a gym in Chicago suburbs. He said that while watching the group, he often saw some ladies on the sideline who were wearing baby clothing. Once, Kelly told him to come over to meet with some music colleagues, but Lewis said that he arrived at the Illinois mansion. Only the singer was there. He said Kelly took him to a detached garage that was outfitted as a boxing ring, where he began to ask him what he was willing to do for music. During the conversation, where Kelly also asked him if he had fantasies about men, the singer gave him oral sex. Lewis said he added that Kelly eventually stopped because the teenager wasn't into it. He told me to keep it between me and him and said we are family now, Lewis said. Lewis said that sometimes Kelly would make him have sexual encounters with other people, including one harrowing encounter inside of the same detached garage. He snapped his fingers 2 times and a young lady crawled out from underneath the boxing ring. He told her to come here and she crawled over and gave him oral sex, Lewis said, adding that Kelly also made the woman perform oral sex on him. He was telling her to say she liked it and say my name, he said, adding that while he didn't mind the sexual contact itself, the encounter was a weird situation. I was uncomfortable. Despite the sexual encounters, Lewis said he did not want. He continued to meet with Kelly and go to the singer's parties because he was dedicated to having a music career, he testified. I really wanted to make it in the music industry. Lewis told jurors that despite the alleged abuse, he maintained a friendship with Kelly until at least 2018. He said the last time he saw Kelly was at his house in Trump Tower when the singer asked him to write a letter to protect me and him. He told me word for word what to say, Lewis said, adding that the letter falsely suggested that someone was trying to pay him off to say that he and R.Kelly was having a homosexual relationship. Although that was the last time he saw Kelly, Lewis admitted that he was later federally charged for trying to bribe one of the singer's accusers to not cooperate with the government. He noted that he eventually took a plea deal and copped to attempted bribery, which resulted in his cooperation in the case in his testimony on Monday. Lewis, however, insisted that he did not bribe the Kelly accuser at the singer's direction and that the singer did not know anything about his plans. Since Kelly's arrest in 2019, at least 3 people have been charged for trying to intimidate, threaten, or corruptly influence Kelly's accusers. One pleaded guilty in February to attempting to bribe a woman who said she slept with Kelly when she was 17 in exchange for her silence. So, to me, what it sounds like that this is something that R. Kelly was doing not just with young ladies, but also apparently young boys, and that I feel like that since he was molested by his sister, that since his older sister had molested him when he was younger, that R. Kelly has a sick fantasy and a sick way of looking at sex with other people, that he wants to refer to his sexual partners as being family members, as being a nephew, or being like a brother to him, because that's what he was, turned out into doing with his family members when he was younger. And we learned about that in the Surviving R. Kelly documentary, that his older sister had molested him. And now you're seeing that R. Kelly had molested these young ladies, and that he had these young ladies also have sex with this young man that's going by the name of Lewis, and that Lewis had tried to bribe one of the girls and try to tell her not to snitch on R. Kelly. So there's so many different, issues with this situation that's stemming from the molestation and incest that took place in R. Kelly's life when he was a young boy, and that R. Kelly was clearly, reenacting these things with young people by having sex with people that was younger than him, underage, male and female, and then having the nerve to wanting this young man to call him daddy, and also saying that they were family and telling the young man that they were brothers. All of that is truly sick. So anyways, tell me, what do you think about this story? Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And make sure that you hit the notification bell as well so that you can know when I'm going to drop a brand new video.